Good morning, everyone. Students, as you know, we are continuing chapter number 6, staffing, and I have given you two classes of this staffing, right? So let us recollect the points, whatever we have discussed in this chapter, the topics which we have done. Well, we have talked about the meaning of staffing in this chapter. We have discussed about the importance, needs, benefit, and advantages of the staffing. Then we have discussed staffing and human resource management. What are the differences between two? Okay. And in the next class, we have discussed about the staffing process, right? This was in the second class. In the first class, we have discussed till this place, and in second class, we have talked about the processes of the staffing. The process of staffing means steps in the process. Steps in the staffing process. These are estimating manpower requirement. Okay, you just estimate how many people you require for your concern for this job, so and so. So next is there are certain sub points that we have already discussed, you can see. And the second point we have discussed, that is recruitment, right? Recruitment means you are inducing the people to apply in your company. You are motivating them to come and apply in your company for the job. Okay, so that is recruitment. When people they have applied, so you are selecting out of them who are the suitable candidate for this job, right man at the right job, right? So this we do in the selection. Well, after selecting the employee, that is must that you give them the placement means for which job you have selected this candidate. Suppose you have selected one sales manager, right? So to the sales manager you are giving the post as a sales manager. That means you have done the placement. Okay, after this placement, whoever is joining the firm, you need a little guidance to give them, to provide them, right? So here you are giving them training and development program of the employees. Fine, students. So these are the main steps in the process of staffing that we have discussed. Out of these, even we have three important steps which is required to be discussed in detail. Okay, that is recruitment, selection, and that is training program. So today we are going to study these points in our third class of this staffing. So components, elements, or aspects of staffing. As we know already, these three important components are recruitment, selection, and training, right, students? So today we will talk about the recruitment only. What is recruitment in detail? All right. So as I have already told you, this is a sort of like inducement, or you can say we are inducing the employee, we are motivating them, we are guiding them, and we are not instigating, means we are creating a stimulus that they are applying in our company. Okay, so recruitment means inducing or attracting more and more candidates to apply for vacant job position in the organization. Now, in general words, recruitment means search for candidates who can perform the vacant roles and inducing them to apply and come forward for filling the vacant roles. Students, you should be very clear. If you watch the video, if you learn, so there is no confusion. Okay, recruitment means you are attracting more and more people, that they should come and they should apply for the job. As you will have more options, you can select out of more people. That is recruitment. Recruitment doesn't mean that you have given an appointment. Okay, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि आपने उनको जॉब दे दिया है. No, right now at this stage they are applying. Okay, so the recruitment function is very important because the end result of recruitment function is receiving large number of applications to make selection from, right, students? So what are the end results of the recruitment? That you have heap of applications, more and more applications are there. That means you have more options to select the best one out of those. Okay, now we have talked about the meaning. Now what are the sources of recruitment? Means from where the people they are applying for the job. आप कहाँ से ले सकते हैं? So these sources, there are two important sources of the recruitment. One is your internal source of recruitment and another one is external source of recruitment. All right, so let's talk about the internal source first. Internal, as its meaning is telling, internal means inside. Okay, so here the thing is inside the business, and of course we are talking about the business. We want the employees for our business. So here the recruitment, I mean the people who are applying, that is inside the company. Okay, Internal means inside the company. So under internal source of recruitment, the vacant job positions are filled by inducing the existing employees of the organization. The vacant job positions are filled by using existing employees only, and no outsiders are permitted in internal sources, right students? So here we are inducing the internal source of the employees, like internal employees, they are applying for the job, and we are filling these vacancies through the internal source only. No outsiders are allowed to apply for this job. Okay, now internal source of recruitment is very popular and common because of its advantages. Students, as I've told you, there are pros and cons of everything. Everything has some merits and some demerits are there. So this internal source, it's telling that internal source of recruitment is very popular and very common. Why it's so important and common? Because it's having certain benefits. Okay, so what are its benefits? Why more and more people are they are applying from the internal source? The first one, it's telling that it is economical. Well, it's, we don't have to, means company don't have to spend any extra amount on that, right? The people, they are aware. We have just told everyone ki this is the job and this is the last day to apply for this. Okay, and we will be selecting out of you people only, so we don't spend even a single penny for that. Okay, so this procedure, this internal procedure is very economical. Next one is it motivates the existing employee. Well, existing employees will be motivated because you can say the job is better. Okay, or you can say the promotional position is there, or you can say the extra salary is given. Okay, so this is a sort of motivation to the present employee, that for the increment, for the better position, okay, for the superior post, you don't have to look outside of the firm, you don't have to go outside of the firm. Generally people, they, when they want a good jump for their salary and position, they search somewhere outside. So it's a motivation to the employee. They are very familiar to this concern and they don't have to go anywhere, and they can apply here only. Okay, so this motivates them. Next important point or advantageous point is less amount is spent on training. Well students, as I have told you, after recruitment we do the selection के बाद हम उन्हें training भी देते हैं. तो training, of course you have to spend some amount, but it's telling our employees are already trained because the same concern. And for the job for which they are applying, they are already perfect. We have studied in the previous lectures that subordinates and superiors relationship, that is delegation of authority, right students? Decentralization means they are assigning, I mean the superiors, they are assigning their work to the subordinates. Okay, so they are perfect in that work, so we need not to give the training to these people in the internal source, right? When any external, I mean somebody is coming from the external factor and that person is just unaware about the working pattern of my business, then I have to give them training. Okay, if my employees are well trained for this job, so why should I give the training, right? So you can spend, you don't have to spend the amount on training, you can save the money. Next is the employees are already familiar with the rules and regulations of organization, so less chances of the turnovers. Well students, here I tell you, I have told you in your accountancy class, the meaning of turnover is sales. All right, so the meaning of turnover is sale, of course, but here the meaning of turnover is means more and more employee when they are leaving the job, so we can say the turnover of employees increases. Okay, so the employees are already familiar with the rule regulations. We know that if one is working in this concern since last 5 years, right, so they are very much familiar with the rule regulations, the pattern of the work, and the nature of the management, everything. Okay, so that's more convenient for the employer and employee, of course. Okay, so less chances of the turnover. I mean employees doesn't leave the job frequently. Next is improve performance of employees. To get promotion, employees show better performance. Well, this improves the performance of employee because we are familiar about the rule regulations of our company. Okay, we know that if you perform better at your position, so you will be called for the promotion also, and you will be given an invitation to apply for the next stage promotion, right? So you will be recruited for the further post. All right, So improve performance of the employee, and that's the reason employees, they improve their performance, they start doing work in the better way. All right. Next advantage they are telling, through transfer employees get training also in the form of job rotation. Well, it's telling that we can fill the vacant post in the firm from the internal sources when you do the transfer from one department to the another. Okay, from one post to another you have done the transfer means one employee is coming from this post to that one, right? So this is also one of the way that internally you are filling the vacancy. Fine. Next we have, through transfer surplus employees can be shifted to other departments. Well, sometimes we find that in this department we have more employees, all right, and we don't require that much. Suppose we have 10 employees and I need only 8 employees. I mean, they have less burden of work. Okay, so I want to give them proper burden of the work. So what I do, I just transfer 2 employees from this department to another. Okay, so the work which was done by the 10 employees, now that I have split it over 8 employees, so they have the proper workload, and these 2 people, they are transferred to another department, right? So this is also one of the source for this department. Okay, that they have given an employment or recruitment is done from the internal source. All right, students, so these are the benefit for which we prefer the internal source of the recruitment of employee. All right, but as I have told you, there are pros and cons of everything. We have discussed about the advantages, so definitely some drawbacks will be existing. Okay, so what are the drawbacks or limitations, you can say? The first one, no fresh or new idea will come in the organization. Students, you might have seen your friends, your buddies, your teachers, I mean the people you are surrounding by, you know their nature very well, you know their mentality and the innovations, the ideas. Okay, so you are with them since a long time and you know what kind of ideas they can give. So that's the biggest drawback, you don't have any fresh talent in the firm, no fresh ideas are there. Okay, you are dependent on the old ideas, right, and old talent only, so you are lacking the fresh and new ideas. That's a drawback of this. Next, there will be limited choice. Okay, now when you recruit from the external source, the number of people they are applying for the job, right, thousands of the applications you can have, but here we have the limited choice only 50 people they have applied for the job and I have to select out of the 50 people. Okay, and if I try the external source, I can have 500 applications, isn't it? So here we have limited choice. Next we have not suitable for new organizations. Students, when you have a new organization, so no employees are existing, right? So we don't have this internal choice of the recruitment, so we will be dependent only on the external source. Next we have frequent transfer may reduce the productivity of employee. Well, of course, fine, you can fill the vacancy through the transfer, but sometime frequent transfers are there, jaldi se aap transfer kar dete hain, so the person is not settled at one place, he could not understand the work of that particular job and you have transferred him on the next one, right? So that's not the healthy practice and this reduce the efficiency and productivity of that particular person and job. All right, students, so here we have discussed the advantages and drawbacks or limitations of the internal source. Fine. Now, under the internal recruitment, following methods. Now we have talked about the merits and demerits. Now we will talk what are the methods. Still we have just talked about one or two only ki transfers are there, right? So properly, what are the methods of the internal recruitment? कौन से methods हैं? So let's talk about it. First one, very familiar, we have just discussed, transfer. आप एक department से दूसरे में transfer कर देते हैं. So transfer means shifting of employees from one job position to another at the same level of authority. Generally with the transfers, there is no change in the compensation level and authority level. There is no change even in his rank, responsibilities and prestige. Only the place of working is changed, right, students? Transfers, when the transfers are done, not promotion. Okay, I'm talking about transfer. When we talk about a word transfer, that means you are going on the same position, same salary, same kind of work, same kind of, more or less you get a same kind of environment. All right, so transfer is like on the same position, on the same salary you are going. Okay, For example, transfer of clerk from accounts department to the purchase department. He has to do that work only, right? Clerical work he has to do. Fine. Now next is your promotion. Well, here we can think about this. Students, promotion means you will be achieving the higher post, you will be getting higher post. So your status has increased, right? Your level has increased, definitely you will get some increment also, and of course your work level has also changed. Earlier you were doing some other kind of work at the junior level, now you are at a senior level, so different kind of work you are doing. So transfer of promotion refers to shifting of employees from one job position to other with higher level of authority. In promotion, the authority level, the rank, responsibilities of employees and prestige improve or increase. Generally, with the promotions, there is increase in compensation or salary also, right, students? That's the same thing which I have explained. Well, they have given an example, promotion of clerk to accountant post. Fine. Now, that's all about the internal source. Now we will talk about the external source of recruitment. As its name is suggesting, and we have already discussed, external means bahar wale source se hame karna hai. So when the candidates from outside the organization are invited to fill the vacant job position, then it is known as external recruitment. In other words, when the organization meets its manpower requirement from outside the organization, then it is external recruitment. All right. When we are fulfilling our manpower requirement from the outside world, so that is termed as external source of recruitment. Whenever large number of job positions are vacant, then external recruitment is preferred. I tell you one thing, students, when you have a requirement of a few employees and that you can fill from inside, right? Sometimes you compromise also in that, so that is suitable, okay? But when you need more number of employees, then you must adopt the external source, right? Because you don't have that much employees inside the business, and you will have the choices also. You need more number of employees, of course, then you have to adopt the external source of recruitment. So this will be suitable when you need more number of employees. So the advantages of the external recruitment. What are the advantages? Okay. See, the drawbacks of this internal source will be the merits or advantages of the external source. Here we were not getting the fresh talent, and here we are getting the fresh talent, right? So let's discuss it. First one is fresh talent. With external recruitment, fresh and new talent come to the organization. New ideas, innovative ideas you get with these people, Second one is wider choice. Through external recruitment, the organization gets wider choice. Okay, you don't have the limited choice. A lot of people are applying, so you have a choice. Third one, qualified personnel. The using external recruitment, the management can get qualified and trained persons, right? If you adopt the internal source, so I have told you, you have to compromise sometime. Whatever their qualification is there, or whatever the work they are doing, you have to manage with them. But here you are free to appoint more qualified people. Okay, so external recruitment, the management can get the qualified trained personnel and according to their liking. Okay, next we have latest technology knowledge. The people who are already working in a concern, they are the old ones, and the old technology they are using, right? So maybe they are not aware of the latest technology. But when you are applying, when you are recruiting the people from external source and these people are applying, so you can give your requirement that you need the people who are perfect in this and that particular skill. Okay, so you can get the latest technology, the people who are having the knowledge of the latest technology. That is possible through the external one only. Through campus placement, organization can get employees with latest technology knowledge. All right. Next we have competitive spirit. Through external requirement, when outsiders join the organization, this develops a competitive spirit in existing employee of the organization. Students, now we have two categories of the employee, one who are already existing and another one who have just joined that. Okay, so we have an old force and we have a new force, so a little bit gap is there. So a sort of competitive feeling comes between those one key, these are better or the new ones are better. Okay, so overall this creates betterment for the concern. So these were the advantages. Now we'll talk about the demerits of the external recruitment, and these are: the morale of existing employees goes down or falls. As I have told you about the competitive feeling, spirit of competition comes. So sometimes this gives you the benefit, because the old ones, they are trying to prove better, and they are of course doing better, all right. But this creates of course problem for the old people also, as they don't know about the old technology and all, because their work is different kind of thing, so their morale decreases. The existing employees, they feel demotivated in that, and management also sometimes support the new or fresh talent. Okay, so that is a little bit problematic situation for the old ones. Next one is: the new employees may not adjust in the in the rules and regulations of the organization, which means more chances of the turnover. Well, that was against the existing employee, and the second point is against the present one, the new ones. Okay, see, the old ones, they are familiar with the rule regulations. Either the strict rules are there or the lenient rules are there. They are perfect in that. They are habitual, right? They have a habit to do. But if I talk about the new ones, so this is just a new atmosphere for the fresh talent, and sometime they may quit, they may leave the job. So turnover, the chances of the turnover is high in that case. Next we have: it is expensive as to invite the outsider to apply for the job. Companies have to bear a heavy burden of advertising. Students, external recruitment, okay, it's very fine. We have so many benefits are there, and we can have number of choices. Other benefits are there, we get the latest talent also. But one more biggest drawback is, the big drawback is expensive. You have to advertise the things again and again. Many times you give the advertisement through the newspaper, through the television, and certain other sources are there, so that becomes very costly. So this source of recruitment becomes very costly. Okay, next one is lengthy process. External recruitment takes long time. Students, it's very lengthy process. Quite obviously, when you have given it in the newspaper, please apply for the job, and this is the last day for applying. Okay, so you give a little time to the people for applying, 3-4 days, 1 week, whatever, right? And after that, interview will be taking place. The interview will held on this particular date, right? After interview, you give them placement or orientation, then training, and then they come for the work, in fact. So that takes a lot of time. Sometimes we don't have this much time. Okay, so that's a lengthy process, and sometimes this is not fruitful, and it's not suitable when you instantly or immediately you want to fill the vacancy. So that's not suitable in those cases, right? Now we have the common methods of external sources of the recruitment. Telling about the common method, कि कौन-कौन से method से आप करते हैं. We have a lot of. So here we have the direct recruitment. Direct recruitment, it happens when you sometime at the gate of the factory, you stick one piece of paper and you write these jobs are vacant. So this is generally for the unskilled people, right? These job positions are for the unskilled people, for sweepers, PN, these kind of people. On the daily basis, they just look at the gate, maybe some vacancy has been created, and these people are directly recruited. So that is external source, they are coming from the outside. Okay, next one is your casual callers. Generally, the large organizations maintain an application file in which they keep all the pending applications with the job seekers have leave with the reception. I tell you, students, when people are applying in the this external recruitment process, so maybe you have given job to 10 people, but you have 100 applications. So you keep all these 100 applications safe for the future purpose, for the future reference. And suppose in between you need casually, somebody has left that, right? Somebody has left the organization due to some reason. So casual caller, so immediately you need to recruit somebody, so you can keep these applications in a file as a reference, and you can call somebody from that. Okay, next we have advertising. This we have discussed. Through the advertisement you are inviting the people. A lot of people are watching your advertisement and they are applying for the job, and you can select out of those one, right? So this is also one of the best method. Next one is employment exchanges. This happens these days. We have employment exchange. The people who are unemployed, they just get themselves registered with the employment exchange, their address, phone number, their qualification, their marriage, everything. They just get registered over there. And now if somebody needs, right, somebody has the requirement of those kind of employees, so they contact the employment exchange. Do you have these kind of employees in the touch? Means these employment exchange, these work as a mediator, right, mediator between the employer and employee. Okay. Next we have placement agencies and management consultants. They also work like the employment exchanges only. These are the private placement agencies, okay, provide nationwide services of matching demand and supply of the workforce. They also do, like if somebody has the requirement of the job, they get themselves registered there, and if somebody needs the employee, so they contact them, and they charges their commission and whatever the fee is there, right? So they are also working as a mediator. Next we have campus recruitment. This is very common these days. The big companies, they come for these kind of recruitment. Okay. So this is suitable for the companies which want a fresh talent, like MBAs are there, and CA are there, engineers are there. So where the students, and it's for the law also, where they want a fresh talent, so they contact their organizations, their institutions, and they get the fresh talent from there, right? So in the campus only they do the recruitment of the employees. Fine. Now recommendations from present employee. Recommendations from the present employee. The person is working somewhere, right? One person is working in the organization, and this organization need 2 of the employees, so they just ask the present employee only, do you have any person who has this kind of skills? We are looking for that. If you can tell us suitable candidate, that's well and good. Otherwise we have to recruit from the advertisement process, so and so. So sometime the present employee, they are in touch of those kind of people, they have a knowledge, and they tell, my friend is there, my relative is there, right, my colleague is there. So these kind of things can be there. So recommendation from present employee, जो present employee काम कर रहे हैं वो ही किसी दूसरे talented person को recommend करते हैं. ठीक है. Next we have labor contractors. Jobbers and contractors are the people who keep in touch with the labor in villages and rural area, and whenever there is vacancy or requirement for labor in factory or in the construction site, they bring the labor from villages and supply to the businessman. The jobbers and contractors charge commission for the same. This is suitable for laborers and unskilled workers. Labor contractors maintain close contact with the laborers, and they can provide the required number of unskilled workers at short notice. Student, this is telling labor contractors. Some people, that's their job only. Jobbers and contractors, right? They are in touch of the people, employees, right? You can say the unskilled workers kind of thing, right? So the companies, business, they contact them कि they need this much workers, this much employee, or this much kind of person who know this kind of work, right? So they are in touch of those people who are living in the far from this business or in the villages or somewhere. So they also play the role of the mediator, right? These jobbers and contractors, so they are playing the role of the mediator between the person who are seeking for the job and those who are providing the job, and they are charging commission from the company. Okay. Advertising on television, this is also one of the same thing which we have talked, like advertising. The different medias are there of the advertisement, and here that's on the television. A new trend of external recruitment is telecast on various channels regarding vacant job position. They telecast the requirement of job along with the qualifications necessary to apply. Well, once there was a time they were advertising the products only, right, which were available for the sale, but now this is also in trend if they are advertising the vacancies also, in that particular business there is a vacancy and what kind of qualification this and that is required, right? So this is the new one. Web publishing, this is the latest one. This is the time of net, right? So everything is done online. Okay, so this advertisement we are watching these days, this is very famous and most popular, that through the webs we are getting the job information. In internet there are certain websites specifically designed provide information regarding job seekers and companies which have vacant job positions. These websites can be visited by job seekers as well as by the company. Means these websites are working as a mediator, as these job contractors and other people were working. So these websites are working as a mediator. If a company needs some employees, so they are searching this website, and if suppose somebody wants to provide the services, so they are also searching for the vacancy, which company has contacted, where is the vacancy, in which company there is a vacancy, right? So these websites are playing the role of this kind. Okay, so here the common websites are Naukri.com and this is Monster.com, right? So here students, we have completed the common methods of the external sources of the recruitment, although we have discussed in detail. So let's do the differences also. Differences between internal and external sources, that will take hardly 2 minutes. Meaning, internal recruitment means making use of existing staff to fill up the vacant job position in the organization, and here external requirement means making use of the new personnel or outsiders to fill up the vacant job position in the organization. This is internally and this is from the outside. Well, time, it takes less time, it consumes less time, and it takes more time, of course. Economy, this is more economical because they don't have to spend money on the advertisement and all, and here it is more expensive. This process is costly as vacancies have to be notified in newspaper, magazines, etc. And this is quality, there is a limited choice, so better quality may not be assumed, may be or may not be, all right, but here we have a lot of choice, wider choices there, so we can have the quality out of this. Morale of the employees, here this method boosts up the morale of the employees because existing staff gets chance of the promotion, right students? Here the employees feel motivated, and here the motivation is not at that level because the outsiders, they are coming. So this method brings down the morale of the employees as they don't get chance of growth and development, right? Here the the juniors, they were promoted, so they are motivated, and here they are at the same position, okay, but somebody from the outside becomes their boss, becomes their senior. So this is demotivating the present employee. Fine, this is motivating the present employee, and this method is demotivating the present employee, right students? So here we have completed this internal and external source of recruitment. So almost this recruitment process we have completed. In the next class we will talk about the selection process. Fine, so please students, it's my request to all of you, keep learning on the daily basis, otherwise there'll be problem, and we never know when the schools are going to open, and your exams will be there, the board exam are there, and I know how you are taking your test. So please keep learning the things. Thank you.